Thank you so much for joining us here at the First Alert Desk on Atlanta News First Plus. Happy almost holidays. We are in the final days before Christmas. For a lot of you, it is already Friday. You're about to head into your weekend, and a long one at that. So I imagine you're already in your Christmas mode, possibly. Want to wish you a happy holidays, but also talk about a very important topic, and that is tackling mental health around this season. It's a very jolly time for many, but it can also be quite challenging for so many out there. In fact, nearly 1 in 5 Georgians struggle with their mental health, a lot of that due to holiday stress. And to help me talk more about that is my good friend from WellStar, Dr. Ayankola. Thank you so much for joining us here today. Happy holidays to you.
Happy holidays. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So, we got together and we wanted to talk about mental health and specifically the holiday blues. It affects more people than we often like to acknowledge or talk about. Talk to me a little bit about why we see this happen around a time when we would think everyone's in high spirits and amongst, friends, family, having a good time.
Yeah, during this time of the year, people usually think they should be happy and they're getting gifts. However, there's a lot of expectations. So during this time of year, there's expectations to get gifts, to show up to events, and that can be quite stressful and make people vulnerable to developing depression or anxiety.
And
Go ahead.
as we talk about, depression, anxiety, a lot of those stemming from stress and other things. Talk to me a little bit about the long-term effects of chronic stress. The pressures around the holidays that we see with gift giving, with hosting. What are some challenges that people can face if those things go unaddressed?
Chronic stress has a multitude of effects on your immune system, on your social interactions. So if people continue to be stressed, don't reach out for help, they can find themselves not only dealing with mental health issues, but physically ill. They can find themselves...
Go ahead.
They can find themselves struggling to connect with people that they care about, that they love. So it's very important that if you feel stressed around the holidays or any time, that you reach out to someone to support you, whether it's your therapist or maybe your primary care provider who can connect you.
Can you talk about some patients, very vaguely, of course, that you see around this time of year and some of the conversations that are had around mental health when I think there's an unspoken social pressure that you have to be in good spirits around the holidays?
Yeah. So when I'm talking to clients and my patients, we talk about being human and being vulnerable and not only speaking to me about what they're struggling with, but people that they care about, their loved ones, sometimes their pastor. So the conversations really center around being open about what they are struggling with, whether it's a family interaction, whether it's a memory of someone who's passed away. Putting it out there is the first step, and if my clients and patients continue to really struggle, that's when there's other things that physicians like myself do, or therapists, other techniques they can use to help them through that difficult time.
I think another thing we talk about is crossing into a new year. For many, that's a time to improve themselves or an area of their life, and that brings up areas that they might not feel a lot of satisfaction in. I guess how can folks look internally and both be gentle on themselves and also achieve that inner motivation that they're starting to get around the holidays?
Yeah, making small goals is really important, and also having a lot of gratitude for what they have already accomplished, I think is kind of the main two things that I think about on trying to bolster resilience during this time of year. There's a lot of things that we wish we have accomplished that we didn't, but when we look back, there's a lot of these little goals and little wins that we have done that we should, kind of lean on more so than the things that the kind of targets that we've missed.
Yeah, during a time where it seems like so many people are getting together with friends and loved ones and somehow still feeling that isolation that people often feel when they're going through mental health challenges. Is there any advice for those people that are kind of internalizing maybe negative feelings when their surroundings seems to be optimal?
Yeah, it's, appearances can be deceiving. We all are human, we all struggle, and it may look different. So to keep that in mind, that just because everybody has a smile on their face doesn't mean they're happy. They could be suffering or from the stress of the holidays or thinking about a loss or a failed relationship. And when we are open and transparent with each other, that's where healing really can occur.
A lot of times when we talk about mental health, we speak on the importance of therapy and speaking to a professional such as yourself. Any words that you can echo for someone that might be watching this that has been considering getting mental health treatment or seeing a therapist and is on the fence of whether now is the right time for them to do that?
I would tell them that this is a perfect time. Professionals like myself, therapists, we are aware of the stresses that are going on around this time, and we are open and willing to help. I would also say that, again, reiterate that it's just being human. Succeeding and being happy is part of the human experience, but so is struggling and feeling sad. So no one should feel weak about reaching out for help.
Well, Dr. Ayankola, I appreciate your expertise, your compassion, and clearly you help so many out there, both mentally, physically. So we appreciate all that you do for the community. As we head into a new year, getting closer and closer to the holidays, any final words just for the people that are watching this?
Happy holidays. To struggle is to be human. To succeed is to be human, and do not feel fearful to reach out for help.
Absolutely. And by the way, as we're talking about, the holiday blues and other mental health challenges that people may face, Wellstar has a fantastic online resource for you where you can read more about some of the statistics. I mean, this really impacts so many people, and resources and doctors like Dr. Ayankola that you can connect with and ask those questions and get advice. So make sure you check that out. Also, download the Atlanta News First app as we continue to keep you updated on the latest happenings around the Metro Atlanta community. From us here at Atlanta News First, I'm sure from Dr. Ayankola and the Wellstar family, we wish you a happy holiday.
Thank you.